This is Robert from Bits for You. This is episode 59. Javier has returned from his trip to. Where the fuck did he go? Santorini? Santorini or Santo? Santorini. Thank you, gorgeous wife. What'd you say? You were mumbling something. You want to share? No. So we spend a bit of time. He goes over like tips and do's and don'ts when you're traveling abroad, to Greece and Santorini. He also goes to Switzerland for like a day or so. What else do we discuss? We discuss post E3, things that I saw and enjoyed. He was obviously on his honeymoon, so he didn't really see it. He saw some things here and there. Since he sucks Nintendo's dick, he saw Nintendo's conference because he's a Nintendo tit sucker, so he just loves Nintendo. My wife is giving me this look like, really? You gotta go. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. And he goes into some shows and movies that we've been watching lately, recommendations. The Disaster Artist, he finally saw it. We go into that. We talk about some Netflix shows and some other stuff. So yeah, please just remember to give us a thumbs up. What the fuck am I talking about? Thumbs up. Subscribe on your favorite app, on Apple Podcast app on your phone, iTunes, on the iPads or your MacBooks. You can give us a review and rating. We just got a review. I read it on the previous episode. Did I read it on the previous episode? Yeah, I did. So thanks to that person, JK. Oh no, this is a new one. The other one was Die Laughing. This one is. Hold on a second. I'm gonna read it here. Like I said, if you guys give us a review, we're gonna give shout outs. So we are finding this now. Give me a second here while I find it. Aha, here it is. No, that's not the one. What the fuck? Diane, did you delete this? Yay? Nay? Maybe? I found it. Give me a second now. Okay, so on Wednesday they titled it Awesome Podcast, 5 stars. Love the mix type style show. Keep up the great job. JKA 200 689. JKA 200 689. Thank you wherever you are, whatever that means. Maybe you guys just didn't want to write a name and iTunes or Apple made a username. But thanks for giving us a rating and a review of 5 stars. I don't care if it's 5 stars or not. Obviously, if you enjoy it, why not? Just give 5 stars. If you don't like something, let us know what you don't like. You can also email us at bitsforyoupodcast@gmail.com. That's the number 4 in the email. And YOU is you. The only thing we change is the 4 instead of the letter 4. The word 4. We're on Twitter, Bits for You Podcast. Instagram, Bits for You Pod. And we have a Facebook group when you go to Facebook. Our group is growing. We've added like 20 members in the past couple weeks, so it's growing. Just search for Bits for You. There's a space after each word, and you'll find us. What else do I have to say? Oh, we have a you want to buy us a cup of coffee, a beer, just support the show anyway. As little as whatever, $1 or the cost of a cup of beer or a cup of beer, a cup of coffee. On PayPal, you can go to PayPal. What is it called? PayPal me. You know this, babe. Come on, help me out. Help. You don't. You don't know what it's called on PayPal. Is instead of doing, I thought about doing a Patreon, but I'm like, Patreons. I don't know about that shit. So I did. I did what's been around for almost 20 years. A PayPal. So it's paypal.me/bits for you, and you can, support the show any way you want. I'll use that to grow the show, upgrade equipment, get maybe even get funds to fly out and interview people. What do you think about that? You think that's good? Okay, so paypal.me/bits for you. That'll greatly help us. Every little bit counts. And that's it. There's nothing else to talk about. Anything else you want to add? No. Okay. Enjoy the show. Cooking in that kitchen?
Nothing. I already ate.
Good. What was for breakfast today, sir?
Egg sausage burritos.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Egg sausage and burritos.
Well, egg sausage burrito. Yeah.
¿Qué clase de mierda?
What about you?
Just toast, butter, and I'm having a café con leche.
Qué rico.
Yes, delicious. Very delicious. So it's been a while, sir. Last time you were about to leave on a trip. Where'd you go?
I went to Switzerland and Santorini.
Switzerland, Santorini.
Santorini's in Greece. It's one of the Greek Isles.
All right. So how was your first location, Switzerland?
Yeah, that was just about a 20-hour layover.
Mm-hmm.
And I was specifically in Zurich, which, it's not... Zurich isn't a place for a lot of sightseeing. It is a nice town, a city.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is like the banking capital of the world. It's one. I think it is the richest city in all of Europe.
Oh.
Actually, I was looking at a few things, like the average to get like a single family home there.
Mm-hmm.
Average price is $1.6 million.
In U.S. dollars?
In francs, which is about the same as US dollars. So yeah, about the same.
Jesus, dude, goddamn.
Yeah, average salary is really high though, and it's kind of thrown off by the amount of rich people there.
They probably have a high salary due to all that Swiss chocolate.
that bank money.
Well, that too.
Yeah, so there's a lot of pretty architecture, like churches and stuff, and there's this big hill you go on top of. You can see the city from the top. The only bad thing about it was the fact it was rainy, cloudy, random scattered thunderstorms, and
So the same weather you can find here in America.
Right, Florida.
I have to say that I'm actually watching live the UFC fight night. They're taping it in Singapore, so that's why they're giving it now so early in the morning in the U.S. This is the time difference. But go ahead. It's going to be over. There's only one round left.
Yeah, actually, time difference. I think it was 7 hours
from here to Switzerland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time difference.
Is that that's the same for Greece?
No, it's another hour. 8.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I did just mostly shopping and went to eat around. Eating there is expensive. I spent like 80 francs for lunch.
80 francs.
Yeah.
So convert that into US dollars.
Yeah, it's about 80. It's almost the same exact.
Oh, it's almost the
amount.
same thing. Got it.
Okay. Yeah. I had a cheese fondue with like ham and potatoes, bread, vegetables like mushrooms and stuff like that. It was fantastic. The cheese is obviously great. And it's something that will be a theme throughout the whole trip. I'll eat and get full and all that stuff, but I won't get bloated. I won't feel exhausted like I do here.
Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I looked into this specifically to Switzerland, but I think the same thing applies to Greece. Like their foods are more not full of chemicals. They're not like here for a cheap meal. It has to be full of like chemicals and fake crap, right?
And sugar, and mostly sugar to keep it like to keep you addicted to coming back.
Not even regular sugar. They'll have high
corn fructose.
Yeah. So, and Switzerland is like the opposite. The cheaper food would be the natural stuff. The more expensive food is the crappy, full of chemical crap food.
Oh, I see.
So I think throughout my whole trip, even though I felt like I ate a lot, funny enough, I've gained more weight the past 3 days than I did the whole time in Europe.
And you probably didn't feel the need to go take a shit so often as you do in America.
Yeah, I think overall I felt a lot better in Europe. And this is gonna be, like I said, a theme throughout the whole time there. Because I even had orange juice, and if you know me, citric acid gives me headaches.
Right, your body doesn't process it.
I didn't have that much, but I still kind of surprised I never got a headache from it. Anyways, so the food was really good, and did some shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Expensive, but I didn't buy that much.
Right, because you're there just to chill out.
Yeah. Well, I probably spent about $200 on crap.
That's no bueno.
And then I bought some chocolates.
How did that taste?
Fantastic. The best chocolate I ever had.
Really? Just plain old chocolate, or was it like with almonds or?
No, one of them was I don't even know what, some kind of. One of them was a little bit creamy. The other one just had like nuts and stuff in it. And then I also had I forget the name. The little, they look like little tiny sandwiches. Something with an M.
So macaroons?
Yeah, those. That was like the best I ever had.
I love macaroons.
There. Yeah, macaroons. That was the best I ever had over there. I went to a place that was known for them too. So yeah.
You should have brought some for me, dude. I fucking love those things.
It's funny. I was gonna bring some sweets for my coworkers.
Right.
But I figured if I get chocolate, this is my first stop. I'm gonna have another 6 days.
It's gonna melt.
It's gonna melt. Yeah. So I didn't buy any from Switzerland.
So was it the temperature wise? Was it cold? Was it cool? Was it hot and muggy?
No, 70s.
Okay, so it was
nice and cool.
Nice and cool.
Yeah.
All right. And then your last stop was Athens before Santorini?
Yeah, I stopped in Athens for about 16 hours.
Did you see Zeus and Hades?
Yeah. Yeah, I went to the Acropolis, and there's a temple there also for Athena. It's like I think it's called the Athena Nike Temple, whatever.
Oh, okay. You have Nike signs there?
Nike means victory over there.
I just wanted to add this. I'm watching the UFC fight night in Singapore now live, and something I noticed I'm watching it through a feed from Europe, and in Europe they don't bleep out like foul language. They don't bleep out the F-bombs like fucks and shits and nothing like that, like they do in America when you watch it on UFC. on American television. What they do is they put a message on the bottom that says we apologize for the offensive language, but they actually air the offensive language. They don't bleep it. They don't.
Uh,
I just find that like, why can't America be the same way and just put the, instead of bleeping out the language, just put we apologize for the offensive language.
mhm.
Imagine if WWE would do that. No, maybe not.
No, they still fit hard.
Yeah. Okay, so you were in Athens. You saw Zeus. You hung
Yeah,
out with
Nike and Athena. It's a bunch of ruins basically, and temples,
him.
which is really neat. This is all the stuff it's before, is all ancient stuff is BC
Right.
era.
The Greeks.
So yeah. Besides all the temples and stuff like that, Athens is just your regular city. It has that stuff in it.
How were the
uh,
locals?
They were nice. Like everything.
Did they look
in
at you and
Europe-
like, look at this American?
No, I never got any of that.
Good.
In general, in Europe, everything is slow down. People are not in a rush. Go all the time kind of stuff.
Do you notice people on their cell phones while they're walking and hitting like garbage cans and light poles and things like that?
No, I didn't see people really on their cell phones too much, to be honest, too. Everybody was nice. Like in Switzerland, actually people spoke both German and English. Basically, everybody I met did.
Mm-hmm.
And in Athens, obviously Greek, but like the train station would say stuff in Greek and then a little bit of English.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so I was ready for it. I had Google Translate on my phone, so I could just point my camera at it and then take a picture and translate whatever is on the sign or whatever. But I didn't need any of that. Stuff was translated in English as well. Some of the people, the Greek people didn't really know. Some people didn't know any English at all.
Uh-huh.
So, and just eating out in general in both countries, I think it applies to all of Europe. No one's in a rush. They're not pestering you too. They're not on you. They don't even give you the bill till you ask for it.
And there's you don't have to tip because it's included in the actual total. Is that what I've known to believe? Correct.
People are just paid their normal salary. They're not dependent on tips or anything like that. Yeah, you don't have to tip at all.
Yeah, I wonder when America is gonna go that route here because there's a few states. I forgot the states now. Here in the obviously in the U.S. that are now they got away from the tip living for servers. Now servers are paid salary.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of different. Like, it's nice to be always someone asking you if you need something, and then they're being fast, like trying to get you a bill. They're trying to get you out, basically, too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over there, like I said, they're not like that at all. They just come once in a while, really, and you have to ask for your bill. I've never ever given my bill, like just not without asking it.
Right. Okay. Well, like over here where they just drop it off and they're like, oh, no rush. When you're ready, just let me know and I'll take the payment.
And something stupid, but water. Like sparkling water is a big thing over there, so you have to actually specify I want still water.
Oh, I see. So you just tell them I want still water, not sparkling.
Right, and it's not tap. They always give you in the bottle, so
Okay.
that's another thing.
Lindo.
So yeah.
What
So
about
that's
things
cool,
like I'm always interested, like things. Oh shit, Edwards won. Okay, well he dominated. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna turn off the fight. What about things like beverages like well you just mentioned water, but like soda or as they call in some places pop. Do you see a lot of people asking for that, or it's just mostly water and alcohol, like wine or beer?
Yeah, seriously. Actually, I never drank Coke at all when I was over there. No soda at all.
What about the locals? Did you see that as a trend? Like
No.
you do here? Okay.
Actually, when I was in Greece, they had like their own soda. Because Teresa, my wife, did have some.
How was it? You didn't have some? It was just your wife.
I actually tried it out, but I didn't have drink it fully or anything.
How did it taste?
It was good. Like nothing special,
Hmm.
but it's not one of those things where hey, you got free refills. It's in a can kind of thing.
Got it.
Everywhere I went, it was the same idea.
Good.
Definitely, all these soda companies do not have this kind of grasp in Europe, or at least these parts of Europe I was in, because over here you get free refills.
Right. Everywhere.
Soda's everywhere. Everybody drinks soda. And like I said, the whole trip basically, besides tasting what my wife had, I never actually drank soda.
Hmm.
I basically almost drank either still water or wine.
Oh,
Actually,
wow.
I had beer twice too
Oh, where did you have it? In Greece?
in Greece. Yeah,
How was it?
specifically I had it in Santorini.
How was the beer?
It was really good. It's from a local brewery called Crazy Earl. It's something. All their flavors are after a donkey. So there's yellow donkey, red donkey, crazy donkey. So their yellow donkey I actually liked a lot. I don't even like beer, and I liked it. So
Mm.
like I had a good taste to it.
Or was it an ale type of beer, or was it well, maybe it wasn't a lager. I'm assuming it's mostly ale.
I don't even know. I'm not into beer.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I could tell you it was good.
Okay. Was
It
it
was yellow
bitter
donkeys.
or was it bitter aftertaste, or was it a smooth, citrusy aftertaste?
Yeah, smooth,
Okay.
citrusy.
All right.
Maybe a little bitter. I don't remember. But anyways, so bulk of my trip was in Santorini. But officially the name is Thira, Thira.
How do you get to
Um,
Santorini? You get there on a ship or by plane?
I got there by plane. You have their own airport, so there's multiple. You could go by boat, which is, I think, boat is the most common one because from Athens to Santorini, I think it's like a 2 hour, 2.5 hour, or maybe more, but ferry ride. And then I actually was looking into cruising Europe and stuff for one of my vacations later on.
Right.
Anyways, I already knew this because one of the things I did a lot of research for Santorini,
Okay.
and I've been researching it for a year. And anyways, one of the things I knew was a lot of cruise ships stopped there. The day I landed, there were 6 cruise ships have ported
Wow.
or docked, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna go into town. I actually just chilled at my hotel, got a massage, some sun, pool,
Wow.
spa, all that kind of stuff.
Ay, qué lindo.
Yeah. So, funny enough, so Santorini, I think to Americans they don't know it too well.
Where is Santorini in the map? Compare where Greece is. So is it north of Greece, south of Greece?
South of Greece, it's an island. So there's a bunch of Greek islands that people might have heard of, the Greek islands.
So it's a bit warmer than where you were in Athens.
not that much warmer. It was high 70s mostly.
Okay.
It'll be 79 or 80. That's about what it was over there. So a lot of Americans don't really know of it. So it's more of a European thing. I feel like how for Americans, if they want to go to something tropical, they go to Bahamas
the
or
Caribbean or South
somewhere in the
Florida
Caribbean.
or something like gotcha.
or Mexico or something like that.
Right.
Over there, it's like they go to the Greek islands. There's several hundreds of Greek islands. Obviously a few main ones with people who actually live there. Not all the islands are inhabitable. Yeah, they're not.
They're not habitable, right? Some of them are.
Yeah, some of them are just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're tiny. Santorini is not that small. It's not that big either. It's pretty small.
Okay.
Anyways, so yeah, people from I met plenty of people from the UK there. For them, it's like a 3 to 4 hour flight.
Were they talking
London.
like this, mate?
Yeah,
All right.
there was this couple that was because our hotel there was only 10 rooms, so there's this couple underneath us, the floor below us, and because sometimes you would do a group shuttle to the restaurants and stuff at night.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would talk to them and whatever. Her husband had like an Irish.
You actually talk to
accent.
strangers in your vacation, and they talk back.
Yeah, they're all talking.
Wow.
With their British accents, and her husband had an Irish accent. It actually was pretty thick. Sometimes I could not understand what he was saying. I felt bad, but I thought I would be pretty good with Irish accents. I guess not. His wife had a English accent.
Okay.
And they both live in the UK. Britain.
Did you drink a cup of tea?
Yeah. So over there, there was several times throughout the day in the hotel.
Yeah.
They'll stop by and give you drinks and stuff. So one of the things you're even asking me about is like a tea time. So for my hotel, they start you off with breakfast. They'll either serve you on your balcony in your room, and then by 1 to 1:30 they give you non-alcoholic drinks by the pool, and then there's a Greek coffee break or tea, and it's basically around 3:30 p.m. And then at sunset they gave you homemade wine. Yeah, the sunset was actually a huge deal over there.
I could imagine. It looks beautiful. I saw the pictures. I wish I was there with you, holding your hand.
Yeah.
You holding my hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Dinner. When it came to dinner, was it like something we have here? Like, oh, you have to eat all this starch and or potatoes and or very little veggies and a slab of meat, or how was it over there in Santorini?
Mixed. The thing is, I had a lot of seafood. There's plenty of seafood around there.
I love seafood.
Yeah, and then it's usually meat and vegetables and or pita or something. Yeah, I want to say it's carb crazy over there. They don't like sandwiches and pasta are not a thing. I mean, there's actually was one Italian restaurant in the whole island that I was aware of, but most of the restaurants are all Greek. There was actually a few burger places and stuff. So most of the time, to be honest, I just had seafood. I had grilled octopus, grilled squid, fish. I had something called a sea bream, sea bass.
Was it all tasty?
Oh yeah, really good. Oh yeah, they're all used to the UK visitors. They don't call shrimp. over there, they call it prawns.
Prawns, okay.
I think it's saying it right. It's PRAWN.
I would like a plate of prawns, please.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is prawn? I had to Google it because I remember one restaurant, it was all over the place. Prawn. Like, is this a type of fish or something?
I believe that movie, District 9, the aliens that land in South Africa, I think they were referred to as prawns.
Yeah, and the other thing was restroom. It's not called bathroom or restroom.
It's called the shitter.
No, the water closet.
The water closet.
Yeah, because you see labels WC, and I'm like, what is this? I guess I figured out that was a bathroom, but what does that even stand for? Waste container? I had no idea.
Waste container.
Yeah, I had no idea. I'm not. Yeah, this is my first exposure to Europe. The first time I went to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I had exposure to is just shows that other people might have watched, like Top Gear or Doctor Who, whatever. There's a bunch of movies too, Harry Potter or whatever.
Or the Grand Tour. Yeah,
Amazon. So that's my only exposure. So some of these things I didn't know, and I got. So the island's full of a lot of tourists. Anybody who lives there's barely anyone who actually lives there. A lot of the people who work there came from their other part of Greece and just worked there during the high season, which is, well, should I just say the season? It's basically only open for 6 months of the year, all these hotels and stuff, which is basically spring and summer and a tiny bit of the fall. And this this island is basically the aftermath of a volcano. The volcano is still like active,
Right.
but it's considered dormant. So I actually went to where like the center of it on boat, and they had a hot spring, so the water was warmed, by the volcano.
Oh, how romantic! I'm just picturing you and I there together.
Yeah,
Continue.
holding hands.
Exactly.
Yeah, the water that water though was full of like iron and sulfur. So if you were wearing a white bathing suit, it was about to turn yellow or brown.
Your skin would turn yellow or brown,
No. If you had white on your swimming clothes,
but not your skin.
no, your skin's fine. You might have powers afterwards, but
Maybe like sulfur powers
yeah. Or iron. You can become an iron.
or Iron Man or Iron Woman.
Whoa.
For you, would have been Iron Woman.
No, last time I checked, that was a male. So, yeah, so this island is just basically relaxing, and the sun. Like I said, the sunset. I've never seen the sunset so beautiful anywhere else.
Wow.
Yeah, you saw some of the pictures. You know what? I'll post one on Twitter today.
Yeah, you should. You should.
And so another thing.
Did you do any activities besides lounge around the swimming pool?
Yeah, I went to the beach. But it's a bunch of the island is just volcanic. It's just volcanic rocks and stuff that's actually really dusty. There's barely any green on that island.
Wow.
It's mostly brown and dust. So all the major hotels, a lot of the big ones, are all by the cliff. So if you look up Santorini, Greece, and you go to images, you're gonna see the same set of images all over the place, which is gonna be the cliffside, and it's gonna be these blue-white churches.
Wow.
Like I mentioned, I was looking up European cruises, and a lot of them were mentioning the Greek islands. And as soon as they mentioned Santorini, that's the picture they kind of showed.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of iconic for them. So if you Google it up, you'll see it. I took some pictures of those famous churches. Actually, my profile picture on Facebook is like that. So it's beautiful. Like all those photos, I hope some people didn't think I did edit them or something. All the photos I took were raw, unedited.
Edited? Come on, dude. You're not that phone doesn't take that amazing pictures like that.
Well, some of the photos were from my phone. Some of them were from Teresa's camera, which is actually a really nice camera, and then my GoPro. But still, even my phone took really awesome. Everything in there is photogenic. It's very sunny. Like most of the days had no clouds, that kind of thing. So, yeah, beautiful. And you're there for the beauty. You're there for the relaxation, and you're there for the Greek food.
How long were you there?
5 days.
Oh wow, that's 5 days too long.
That was good. Like I mentioned, a lot of cruises go to it. A lot of cruises will stop there for like a day, like 12 hours or something. So I actually avoided days where there was a heavy amount of cruises docking that day.
Mm-hmm.
There was a website you could look for it. Like I said, the first day was like 6. That was the only day that had like 6. The rest of the days was either 3 or 2 or 1 or nobody. But that's when I would actually go into town, and then like I did a fish spa there.
A fish spa.
Yeah.
What, can you describe that?
Right. You sit down in a chair, and there's a tank right in front of you.
You put your feet inside the tank. Yeah, my brother did that in Roatan, Honduras. We were there last month.
Yeah, it's kind of popular. They had several of those places there.
Yeah, I see
the one I went to was called Kissing Fish.
Yeah, I've been seeing that pop up a lot. I think it started in Korea or some part of Asia, and now it's like spreading.
Yeah, I've been told there's actually one here in Dallas too. I didn't know about it till I.
And how do your feet feel after the fish clean your feet?
Well, them nibbling on my feet and stuff, it just tickles.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, you get a little bit used to the tickling, but still, they're there. Afterwards, yeah, my feet felt really refreshed and clean because they're just they just
No.
eat off their dead skin and stuff like that.
They're also going like this. Kisses. They're kissing your feet.
Yeah, just like how you would kiss my feet.
Delicious feet.
Mhm.
So let's get back to entertainment. Did you do anything entertaining? Like, for example, did you play any video games while you were there? Or you're just like, fuck it, no, I'm gonna disconnect. No fucking video games. No watching movies, anime, none of that shit. Or did you actually take a little bit of time on your vacation and do some electronic entertainment?
No, I mean these flights were long, so I played video games and watched movies.
So what did you watch? There was a movie you watched, or a couple of movies that you hadn't seen. What were they?
I saw Disaster Artist and I saw Baby Driver. That's two I didn't see. Some of the other ones are like documentaries and stuff I won't mention.
So,
But,
Baby Driver was one of my favorite movies. Actually, if I were, I think I did make a list of top 10 movies of last year, and Baby Driver was in that list. What did you think of Baby Driver?
Yeah, it was really good. To be honest, I didn't know what to think of it, but I never actually went out to go watch it. But
Right.
here it is in front of me.
In the
So I
plane.
watched it.
Yeah. Okay. And what did you think of the Disaster Artist? So, for those that don't know, previously a few months ago, maybe, yeah, it was the end of last year. I had some people over and we watched The Room. We actually did a commentary track while watching The Room, and it was fucking hilarious because they had never seen The Room. The people that I invited, Erlen and Frankie. So it was funny watching their expression and just hearing their reactions. But you introduced me to The Room. Fuck, dude, what was it, like 8 years ago?
Yeah, a long time ago. This is
You were in Kansas.
yeah, I was in Kansas. This is when The Room was starting to get some. It was being talked about online. It hasn't been broadcasted on Adult Swim or nothing like that yet.
Right.
And the copy we saw was actually
It was one with riff tracks, was it?
yes, it was riff tracks. So yeah, it's like they just. I mean, you watch the movie,
Yeah, yeah.
and and now watching the Disaster Artist, I kind of explain. They say you don't have to watch the movie to watch The Room, to watch Disaster Artist.
Yes.
It adds so much more if you actually watch
It
The Room.
does. It does add a lot more because then you start figuring out like, oh, this is what happened with this scene and that scene, and the pieces fall in together. Although my wife had never seen The Room, and she enjoyed the Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No. So yeah, it's just basically a bad movie. The main actor of the movie, he tries to be this good old American boy, basically, but he's like this
he's from Europe,
older.
like Poland or something. He doesn't really say where he's from.
Yeah, he never said where he's from. He's older, and his acting's okay, but he tries to go overboard a lot, and then his whole cast basically sucks when it comes to acting, and he just had this script was kind of weird. So the movie actually had some of those famous scenes in it, and
You're tearing
but
me
it was-
apart, Lisa.
yeah. So it had Disaster Artist was more about his relationship with the I forget his name now. Mark.
Mark. Right. His
I
best
forget the
friend.
actor's name.
His best friend. Greg
yeah.
Sestero is his name. Is it
Yeah,
Greg? Yeah, Greg.
Greg. That's right, Greg.
He wrote the book, The Disaster Artist, which I have.
Not really.
Yeah, he wrote it.
Yeah, so it was actually a really funny movie. It was James Franco that did the.
James Franco was Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, so he did a really good job.
And
I thought.
James Franco's real life brother, Dave Franco, played Mark or Craig Sestero.
Oh. And he did a good job. So.
Yeah.
No, the movie was funny. It's just basically these unlikely friends make a movie after trying to break it into Hollywood, and the movie was a disaster. but it's like he meant it to be a serious movie, but people took it as this is a hilarious comedy.
Right, and now watching the Disaster Artist, because that's the one you saw on the plane we're talking about now. It doesn't really. It's not really a full blown comedy. You do feel the way that James Franco, because James Franco also directed it. The way that he shot the film and edits it is he wants you to understand sort of what's going on in Tommy Wiseau's mind, how the world outside views him, and how he views the world. That's actually the driving theme of the movie. Yes, there is some humor in it because you're laughing at the silly situations that he thinks he's like some fucking Steven Spielberg level director, but he has no experience, no talent, and he invests what was the budget, like $5 million?
And nobody knows how this guy has all his money.
Yeah, nobody knows. So he's a mysterious figure, like it's just a mysterious person. Doesn't tell you where he gets the money from. Doesn't really tell you where he's from. Clearly has an accent, but he says, "No, I don't have an accent." Yeah. No, I'm American. I don't have an accent. But the rest of the cast was Seth Rogen and a bunch of other comics and comedic actors that you've seen in a lot of Seth Rogen movies. And they all added to the fun of it. You could tell that they were having a blast making this movie. So
So besides those movies, like I said, I watched some other random crap in there, some documentaries, one about like Costa Rica and stuff.
Dude, you gotta watch. My wife and I have been watching on Netflix, Wild Wild Country. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, it's a documentary like some cult.
Yeah, dude. I had no idea. Well, it happened. The cult, without ruining it, it started taking effect, it started growing in America when they moved here from India in the early 80s, like 81, 82. And I was born in 81, so I had no clue of what the fuck was going on. So this documentary, they go deep. I think it's like a 6-episode or 5-episode documentary series. Very well done. You got to check it out. A lot of people are talking about it. So I'm like, oh, okay. My wife was like, oh, somebody at work told me about Wild Wild Country, or somebody she knows. I'm like, okay, let's check it out. And we were hooked. We saw the first 3 episodes like over 2 nights. Highly recommended. So continue. You were playing what video game?
No, actually, just going over movies and shows and stuff.
It.
I'll mention 2 shows.
Okay.
3 maybe. I actually finished watching a show on the plane too.
I hope it's
on
not
Netflix.
Fully Cooley
We downloaded it.
or FLCL. I hate that show.
No, Fully Cooley I do love. I am watching that show, but because they just released a new one.
I don't like it.
Right. So actually, this one you will like. It's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
It's I think it takes place in Denmark.
I love Denmark.
So it's called The Rain. You ever heard of it?
Oh yes, I actually have it on my list or my queue on Netflix. It's something to do with the post-apocalyptic, maybe the rain kills people or makes them sick or something. I haven't seen it. So
Yeah,
I don't
basically, I won't go into great detail.
Yes, please
but
don't.
basically, it rains in the first episode.
Right.
People die, but there's some people in like shelters and stuff, and they live.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically everybody for themselves, and the government is trying to trying to control it, and it just leads to a lot of. So the whole show is built on a group of friends and how they met each other and their struggles, and trying to survive in this new grim world, and they have to avoid the rain because it rains like every night.
Every night.
Yeah, if you get touched by that water, you die.
That sounds like some fucking HARP government weather causing technology, dude. I don't like that.
Actually,
shit.
it's kind of like more like Umbrella. It's some companies behind.
Yeah, like HARP,
Behind it.
the satellites that the government has.
Yeah.
That's another
So-
episode, anyways. Continue.
Yeah, I really like the show.
So it's a good show. Okay.
Yeah, actually, really good show. I don't like the dubbing because
Wait,
can
you
tell-
watched it in dubbing? You can't? Can you watch it in the original language? I'm sure
Yeah,
you could.
available.
Okay, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's a really good show. I recommend it.
All right.
And it's not that long. I think it's like 8 or 10 episodes.
Oh, cool. All right. I'll tell my wife to see if she wants to binge it.
Yeah. And everything else I basically been watching is anime. You mentioned Fully Cooley.
I hate that
Fully
show.
Progressive
Fully Cooley shit
is
sucks.
airing right now on Adult
It's
Swim.
a piece of shit.
Yeah, you don't like Fully Cooley. If you like Fully Cooley, you're gonna like the new one. So just a little backstory. Adult Swim, Cartoon Network, aired the first one, years ago, and it was well received. I remember I was wearing one. Like I said, I think I mentioned this before in the podcast. I was wearing a Fully Cooley shirt, and people recognized it. I was surprised.
So
'Cause
when
I never-
did the original air? Was it when you were living in Kansas City?
I don't know because I never watched an Adult Swim. I never
Oh.
actually watched the dub
I see.
before.
Got it.
I watched it in Japanese with English subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
So the new one's now, obviously it's dubbed.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even out in Japan yet. It's coming out in Japan like in the fall in the movie format.
That's what I looked. I actually did research on it because some article that on the website that I go to brought it up, and I was bored. And I was reading it. So Fully Cooley is outside of Japan. It's actually very popular in the States and in Europe. More popular than it is in Japan, which is kind of rare.
Yeah.
Usually shows are more popular in Japan than they are in the rest of the world.
I can tell you this right now. This show is kind of breaks the mold of regular anime.
Uh-huh.
Like even the music alone is very different. Like you wouldn't hear this kind of music in other anime,
Got it.
and it doesn't do the typical anime stuff. So
So would you say it's geared towards more Westerners? That's why the Japanese audience isn't going goo goo gaga over it.
yeah, I don't know about Western audiences. It could be for anybody. It's just
Right.
it has its own beat. So you can't just say it's for Westerners. It's its own thing, and it does its own thing. So you're into it or you're not, basically. I gotta tell you, you either like the show, or you hate it. So it's one of those shows. I obviously love it.
Believe it or not, I've actually never seen a single episode of it, so I might have to give it a shot.
Yeah, there's a lot of iconic imageries from that show and stuff. I have the old one in Blu-ray,
Nice.
and like I said, right now they're like in episode 4 of the new one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been watching that. Another one, I finished it, which was Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. It's just a comedy. Basically, this dragon got saved by a human, so she kind of becomes she goes into a human form and becomes a maid for her.
Oh
And,
no! Like The Handmaid's Tale. Oh gosh.
Like a regular maid, like a housemaid. And
Okay. Not like The Handmaid.
it's just a lot of comedy, some a lot of perverted comedy, to be honest. And like I
That's
first
my kind of
you know,
comedy. Perverted comedy.
Yeah.
What's the name of the show? Because now I'm interested, especially when it has
Miss-
dragons.
Yeah, it's funny because the dragons are like super powerful, and then they're like in this world.
Can you, what's the name again?
Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Oh shit. Okay.
I first got aware of it because I think I mentioned this before too, because of cosplayers. They would cosplay it as one dragon. She's not even a main character. She's some side character you see here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody cosplays her because she's very sexual. And that's how I got it.
I like sexual dragons.
And this is for you.
So you left to your honeymoon.
Actually, one more show.
Go ahead. Talk to me. Tell me another boring show.
My favorite show now.
Oh gosh, here we go.
It's a show, anime, once again. It's called Gamers. I've been watching it on Crunchyroll. So Gamers is about this game club, which is not really the focus, but I just mention it because it's about these people who are in high school, or is it junior high? I forget which one. And they're just all these people that are involved in the show. They're all are gamers. They all love to play video games and very involved in the gaming, community and video games and all that stuff. So one thing that sets the show apart is that the way it references video games and talks about video games,
Mm-hmm.
they obviously know what they're talking about. It's not some dumb reference to Pac-Man or some dumb shit like that, where it's just typical gamer stuff. No, this is like really delves, goes into the gamer like life and how they interact with other gamers and stuff like that. And just the games themselves they reference and the way they reference them. They obviously know what they're talking about. And so it's basically the main character is this nerdy gamer, which I guess goes one-on-one. But he has the most popular girl in high school, or I think it's junior high. I was gonna say high school. The most popular girl in high school has a crush on him, and he doesn't know. And she tries to invite him to the game club, and he
Typical
denied it.
gamer.
Yeah, and he has his jock friend who's into video games too. So he's like a jock / nerd gamer.
This sounds like the movie Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle.
No, Jumanji was once again typical video game references. Dumb. Anyone could get this. Not real. Anything. Nothing real. Oh, we spawn. Whoa. What a reference.
You know that The Rock posted on Instagram that he's actually they actually greenlit the Jumanji Part 3, a sequel.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
The second one made almost $1 billion worldwide, like $970 million. Mad money. Anyways, continue with gamers.
Yeah, so this jock nerd is trying to help him out with his girl who has a crush on him. Not just her specific. He's trying to help him with girls. And there's a lot of stuff involving relationships and friendships.
So let me ask you
community.
this: is there anything like fighting, explosions, zombies, dragons in it?
Unless they're playing a game, but no.
Okay, then I might not be interested in watching it.
No, it's about people and their relationships. It's if you're a gamer, then you and you're into this kind of anime. That's what it is. Yeah. It's not something. No one's fighting.
It's not
anybody.
an action themed anime.
It's about normal life of gamers.
Okay, so I could just record myself and then that's it. That's gamers.
Well, you live a pretty boring life.
No, my life is exciting. A lot of sexual escapades as well.
Right.
So, when you left on your trip, E3 was beginning. Were you able to watch? I know you were traveling and flying, so you probably weren't able to watch a lot of the conferences. But did you see any highlights? Did you see anything?
Yeah, basically, I went everything based off of Twitter. All the Nintendo stuff I was aware of.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you loved it. I thought Nintendo's conference was overall boring, but a lot of people seem to enjoy it.
See, I didn't watch any of the conferences. I just whatever was announced.
Okay, so you saw the announcements.
Yeah. The Elder Scrolls announcement, that was exciting.
So you can't really rate it like I would rate it. Well, I'm not even really gonna rate it, but I saw all the conferences. And I'm just going to add, maybe you did research and you read online people's feedback online, but, it's kind of mixed either way. Personally, I thought that the first conference was EA. I thought it was very underwhelming. EA just showed, like, Battlefield 5, which seems okay if you're into the Battlefield first-person shooters. I'm really not. Although I did play the Battlefield 1 that came out 2 years ago, and that was okay. They talked about Star Wars, or they said they listened to the fans, the Battlefront 2 fiasco that you and I discussed months ago. That they're listening to the fans, the community is growing, but a lot of people are pissed off about the whole, Battlefront. What else? So I didn't really. Oh, they showed Anthem. As EA owns BioWare, so they showed Anthem. It looks good. I'm interested in. It's a BioWare game. Casey Hudson, the director from the original Mass Effect trilogy, not the fourth one that came out last year, which was fucking garbage. But he's back. He actually is the game director, I believe in Anthem. So Anthem looks like kind of like what you expect, like Destiny with Iron Man suits, but not really. Kind of like Destiny. I think the world is more immersive, so it has me in. It's piqued my interest with that. You and I played Destiny and got bored of it rather quickly. That's about it for EA that I can remember. Really.
I have zero interest in
Anthem. Yeah, I figured. Because it's not Nintendo. If Nintendo made it, you would be like, "Oh my god, it's amazing."
No, just we've seen this kind of games before. I think.
Oh, it looks interesting. I'll give EA that, but that's the only thing that I can recall right now about Anthem. EA's conference. And the next conference was Microsoft. They actually, believe it or not, they actually surprised the fuck out of me, man, with their conference. They actually, the CEO of Xbox came out and said, "Okay, you guys wanted games? I have games. This is all gonna be about games. We're not gonna really talk too much about it. We're just gonna show you." So they actually had 50 games I believe 18 of them were exclusives, and they had 15 or so world premiere trailers. Well, the world premiere trailers is typically that the game is available on PC and PlayStation, but they had the trailer exclusive for the conference. They showed some interesting games. They showed Halo. It's Halo 6, but they call it now Halo Infinite. It's running on a new engine, but I don't really give a shit about Halo anymore. Last Halo I played was Halo 4, and I didn't play 5. Yeah, it was 4, and I just wasn't crazy about it. I don't know anybody else that plays Halo to this day.
Yeah, it kind of died off.
It died off a long time ago. What else did they show? Yeah, they showed some stuff. I can't remember what else they showed. They showed Nier Automata, that game that came out last year from Square Enix is now coming on the Xbox. I can't think of other stuff right now. But overall, it was a good conference. Then Sony's conference was very weird. I don't know if you've seen the reaction from Sony's conference. Have you?
No.
Okay, so this is how it started off. It starts off in a church. They have the guy who did the music. I forget his name right now. Who made the music for The Last of Us, and he's playing for 5 minutes the score of The Last of Us. Great. It was well done. But then it ends. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And they cut to the people outside, like a sports conference. They're like, "Oh, great, we're back." So that ended. Now everybody's gonna go to the main hall. I'm like, "What the fuck?" They did this shit where they had to stop it. They had to tell people to get out of there. And I went on Twitter, and people that were in the conference were like, "Whoa, where are we going?" It was like they didn't know. They weren't expecting to be told to stop, get off from your seat, walk across to the main hall, sit down, and here's where Sony's main show is going to start. That to me was it was weird. There was like a 15-20 minute delay between that little church event and then going to the main hall where they showed games. Sony's conference was very small. I mean, not small in size, small in length. It was like maybe 45 minutes, maybe under an hour, which is fine, But Microsoft's was like 2 hours because they show fucking 50 games. Sony really showed like 5 or 6 main games. They showed Last of Us, like a 10-minute trailer of it. It looks beautiful, by the way. Last of Us Part 2. I know you're not a fan of it.
I was bored. That was the first one.
No, it looks very good. At least watch the trailer. It's fucking amazing. The visuals, the graphics are top notch. Well, it's Naughty Dog. Then they showed this game that you might be interested. It's made by Sucker Punch Studios. Sucker Punch Studios made the game on the PS2, PS3, the Sly Cooper games. Then they made the PS3 games Infamous. So they made. No, they didn't work on Spider-Man. That's Insomniac. So they made this game called Ghost of Tsushima. It's a Japanese samurai game. Dude, that shit looks...
Yeah, I heard of this one.
It looks fucking beautiful. The graphics are very detailed. The environment is alive. You're riding on a horse through fields of Japan. Like arrows of fucking arrows are fucking flying through the sky, filled with fire. You're dodging them. It's fucking amazing. Then they showed Spider-Man. Spider-Man was good. It was a very extended gameplay demo. That was well received. Then they showed a couple other games that just left my mind. Sony's... Sony to me felt very cocky. Like everybody knows they're number one. So Sony's like basically saying, "Oh, we're not gonna show 50 games." This is what I think. They're not gonna show 50 games because we're already number one. We won this generation. Here's 5 or 6 games, and that's it. That's what it felt like. So, to me, that's what made Microsoft's conference more appealing than Sony's. So I'm a big Sony fan, as you know. So I actually give this E3 to Microsoft in presentation. So, yeah. Nintendo's was very weird, like they always do. But they start off with announcing a couple games, like their direct conference. And then they spend like half an hour on Super Smash Brothers. That to me just threw me off. I'm like, why are you spending half an hour or 40 minutes on Super Smash Brothers? And I just got bored and turned it off right there. So, yeah, that's that's my review of E3.
Right. So yeah, obviously I didn't see any conferences, just video game announcements. And I heard people were. I knew Nintendo was gonna focus on Super Smash though, so I wasn't surprised with that at all. And you know, Last of Us, like I said, I was excited for. Actually, the most things I was excited for was the Fallout stuff and Elder Scrolls 6. I obviously have to go through and watch some of these games that they're coming out and see. Oh yeah, Tomb Raider, that one's coming out. That's another one I was excited for. I saw the trailer or whatever you want to call it.
Oh yes, that was good. That was yeah. There's so many games. Tomb Raider looks amazing. It does.
Yeah, I saw that like gameplay and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil 2 remake is another one.
Okay, that's another game. Yeah, Resident. That was sold on Sony's, I believe Sony's conference. That shit was amazing, dude. I'm very excited about that.
Mm.
Oh, I forgot to mention Bethesda's conference. Bethesda was also my another favorite conference of mine. They were joking. They made little jokes like, oh, they're like basically Walmart like a week before leaked some stuff. So they were like, yeah, and also we appreciate Walmart leaking information. And then they looked at the camera like kind of like winking at it. So they were very playful, very laid back. Bethesda had a very good conference. They had a ton of good games. Fallout 76. So the last time we recorded, you mentioned that when I told you that Fallout 76 was going to be like an online survival game. It is pretty much that. I mean, you can still do traditional Fallout stuff, but now you're online. So you can't do the whole VSAT or VAT targeting system because you can't really do that online when there's other people playing with you. I don't think, or at least they didn't even show that at all. Did you see anything about Fallout 76?
I never saw any gameplay. I don't think they ever showed any gameplay.
Oh yeah, they did. They showed like a few minutes, maybe like a 3-4 minute trailer.
Yeah, but it was just like you just see landscape and stuff.
No, they
they
showed the people on they talked about the online aspect. That was in the conference. Maybe you didn't see the conference.
No, I did not see the
Yeah.
conference.
So what do you think about that? What do you think about Fallout 76? It's a typical Fallout game which you've played before, but now it's online.
I don't know. I guess I'll see it when I play it.
People that actually played it at the E3, they actually enjoyed it. The online aspect. I heard good things. I've not seen anything negative about it.
Yeah, like I don't know. What to take of it.
It's coming out, I believe, October. So just a few months.
Mm.
Is that something you're interested in playing? Well, you played the past Fallouts.
Yeah, no, I'll pick it up.
Okay.
Good shizzle.
What else? What else? From what you've seen, what impressed you about E3?
I think I hit it. Like I said, I didn't see it extensively. Yeah, I was hoping for something bigger out of Metroid Prime.
Nothing. I didn't see anything about Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Disappointed in that.
I don't know. I didn't look it up. I don't know if Nintendo ever like confronted the whole cheating on Splatoon 2 thing.
As far as I know, I saw, like I mentioned, like maybe half an hour, 40 minutes of their conference, which like half an hour was fucking Super Smash Brothers. And then I turned it off. I didn't see anything about that either, or read anything about it on Twitter. So, but besides that, you picked up Mario Tennis?
Yeah, I've been playing it.
Oh gosh, how is it?
No, it's a lot of fun. Obviously, you have to like tennis to play this game.
Or sports in general, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's the Nintendo. They
make
spice
fun.
it up.
Right.
It's not just pure tennis or anything. So I've been doing. They really force you to do the adventure mode. Like as soon as you start the game, they make you start off at the adventure mode. They don't want you to just go ahead and start playing online.
So they want you to do like a story mode or adventure mode.
Yeah, story, whatever. They like right off the bat when you start the game, it just starts the adventure. They don't even give you the option to go to the freaking main menu. So it's a small tutorial, and then the adventure continues. But then at that point you go. But it really pushes you to play the story mode. So, and And the only annoyances I have with that is that so far, which is like, I know what they're doing. They're trying to get away from people playing online only kind of stuff. And then I don't like is when you lose a match or something on the story mode, it doesn't like give you the option to retry. You have to go through all the dialogue, the ending dialogue.
How does the story mode work exactly? It's a fucking tennis game.
No, they do things like you do actually play someone, and they usually put some obstacles in the way or something special about the stage. And then you have like these challenges where, okay, this is mirror, you hit it, it hits it back to you, or this is other one where there's a puzzle involved. You have to hit the right target based on the puzzle. And then the boss fights are basically you have to hit it back. They do all these special shots and stuff, and then you have to do like a special at the right time. It's interesting. It's not boring. I played online a little bit. I got my ass beat. I need to figure out how to play better. I started learning, like actually today, this morning, I got up early. I got up at 6 a.m.
Holy shit! You're used to that European getting up early time.
Yeah, it's weird because Friday I actually woke up like at 7, and Thursday I woke up like 4 a.m. That one was worse.
You're still jet lagged. You're still getting your clock fixed internally.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was playing it for today. I actually made a bit of progress. I've learned a few things. I'm gonna have to go online and read more, tricks and tips. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a really fun game, and the story is fun. I will play the story. I will play online here and there too. I do recommend it. So interesting.
I
actually
just
pre-ordered
wouldn't
it.
spend $60 on it. I know you pre-ordered it, so you got a discount, but still.
No, actually, here's the story. I pre-ordered it on Wednesday, right? And I'm like, okay, it's Friday. Let me go check it, see if we got there yet. And then it says delivery date pending.
Okay.
So I wait a few hours and it still hasn't changed. So I finally decided, let me just call Amazon. And I call them about my order and they say, oh, it's temporarily out of stock.
Oh, because you pre-ordered it on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
Or
but
late.
in the past, I've gotten the game still. Like they literally ran out of stock. And she was telling me, if you wait a while, we'll get some more in stock and then we'll send it to you.
And you said,
was
fuck
like-
you. I'm going to go to GameStop.
I didn't even go to get. I went to Walmart. But
Yeah.
I said, no, cancel it. You don't even know when you're going to get it anymore. So I'm just going to go buy it locally.
Okay.
So I went to Walmart.
And you paid $60 for that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck
60
that. No, that's not something I would do. No way.
It's fun. So I've been playing that. I've also been playing Pokemon Quest.
Pokemon.
And
Yay.
yeah.
Have you seen
then,
any movies? Well, you were on a trip. Did you get to see The Incredibles 2?
No, I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Oh, dude. I will say this. I want to hear your opinion next time, but I will say this. I'm not gonna spoil anything, obviously, because you haven't watched it. But I had a lot of fun watching The Incredibles. The first one, which came out, believe it or not, 14 years ago. They actually showed a funny thing that I found is that right before the movie started, there's like a 60-second preview that they talk to the actors, the voice actors, Samuel L. Jackson, all the actors that did the voices for the main characters, and basically saying thank you for waiting 14 years. I just found it kind of odd. I've never seen Pixar get the actors and say thank you for waiting for such a long time. But I guess it's rare because it is a sequel that took 14 years to make, or they waited 14 years to make it or release it. But it is the most fun I've had in a superhero movie in a long time. I enjoyed this. I had more fun in this one than the Avengers 3. But in the Avengers 3 or Infinity War, it's kind of like you and I discussed, edgy, gritty, a little dark compared to other Marvel movies. But this movie was very, it's just fun. That's all I can say. I don't want to spoil anything, but I fucking enjoyed it. That fucking great. So I think I enjoyed it more than the first Incredibles. I will go as far as saying that.
That's edgy.
Very edgy. So I want to hear your thoughts on that. Jurassic World just came out last night here in the States.
Yeah.
Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. I'm not like running to the this weekend to go watch it. Lately, AMC, well, a lot of local theater chains do like a $5 or like a discount Tuesday. I found out that AMC goes went even lower. Most of the other chains like Cinemark and Regal do like $6 or $7 Tuesdays. Well, AMC is like we're gonna do $5 Tuesdays. So I've been going for the past couple of weeks on Tuesdays and watching movies. There. Speaking of this, you and I discussed this. You familiar with the Movie Pass?
It's Cinemark.
No, the Movie Pass that this company called Movie Pass made, that you pay $10 a month and you can watch one movie a day, every day. You can watch 30 movies in a month in the cinema for just $10 a month for free. It's like a membership.
So how does that work though?
Okay, so Movie Pass came out like a year and a half ago. It got a lot of heat from AMC. AMC was kind of hesitant, and some AMC chains blocked it. Not all AMC cities or locations blocked it. But you pay $10 a month. My friend Frankie explained it to me, and you are allowed to buy with the Movie Pass a movie ticket. But here's how you do it: you have to be 150 yards away from the movie theater. Then you open the app. You see the movie you wanna watch. You pick the seat, and then you go to the box office. You show them. They give you Movie Pass mails you a debit card. Once you pick the movie, let's say you want to watch Black Panther. Once you pick Black Panther, you have 30 minutes to go to the box office, use your debit card to pay it, because if you don't use it in 30 minutes, Movie Pass takes the money away from the debit card. So Movie Pass puts money in the debit card, and you can watch up to one movie a day, every day, for the entire month. For a low price of $10. So all you do is pay $10, but Movie Pass ends up paying, if you go every day, they're going to end up paying, 10 times 30 days, like $300 or whatever the fuck it is, $200 and something dollars. So there's an article online that they're saying that Movie Pass is actually not earning a lot of money, but losing money. It's a cool idea, but do you understand what I'm saying? Like, financially, it's not sustainable. But they have 4 million customers in America and in Canada. Well, AMC this week, just, I don't know if you go to AMC in Texas, they actually announced something interesting, at least it interests me. I want to share with people. They're doing their own version of Movie Pass called the AMC Stubs A-List. Their version I forgot to mention. Movie Pass, you cannot watch 3D movies. You cannot watch IMAX or any other large format movies. It has to be standard 2D movies. That's the only downside to Movie Pass. AMC is doing their version, and they're saying with $20 a month, you can watch 3 movies a week free. So their downside is that you cannot watch a movie every day, like Movie Pass, but it's only 3. You're limited to 3 movies a week for free. You could watch repeated movies. Movie Pass, you cannot watch repeated movies. So if I wanted to watch Avengers Infinity War 5 times in one day, Movie Pass will not allow you to do that. They only allow you to watch a movie once a day, and that's it. Now with AMC's Movie Pass, or AMC's whatever version of it, you can watch. There's no restrictions. You can watch the same movie 3 times in one day if you want, but you're limited to 3 free movies a week. And the upside to it is that they allow you to watch not only 2D movies, but you can watch 3D, IMAX, Dolby Cinema, any format of whatever they own, you could watch it. And you also get the benefits of their discounts and free rewards of their rewards program. So I'm going to do that because I think it's a better value. I prefer watching Dolby Cinema. I think you saw a movie there recently, and you have the speakers in the ceiling, the Dolby Atmos sound. So for $20 a month, that's a fucking good deal for me. Something to think about, huh?
No.
No, you're not considering that.
I don't watch. I watch movies in the cinema, but maybe like twice a month or something.
But it already pays itself. I mean, over here in South Florida, the IMAX is $15. For $20, if I want to watch 2 movies in a month for IMAX, that's $30. Well, I save money by paying $20. I get all the free benefits like rewards and free popcorn or whatever. So it pays for itself at least for me.
Yeah, I guess if you go enough every month.
Well, it's the summer. Sometimes I like going in the summer. Usually there's a good movie once a week in the summer. In the fall and
Yeah, I
spring.
I can see summer being good, but
Right, and you can
past
cancel
summer,
it, and
it's
you can cancel it. Well, their catch is that the first 3 months you actually have to pay the $20 monthly. After 3 months, then they allow you to cancel it anytime with there's no penalties if after you cancel it after 3 months. So they lock you for the first 3 months at $20 a month. After that, you can cancel it. That's the only downside. Movie Pass is only $10, but I already described all the restrictions and limitations, and you can cancel Movie Pass anytime you want. But this is AMC's answer to it. AMC was always against Movie Pass, and now I know why, because they made their own version. So,
yeah.
but yeah. Any last words? Let's wrap this up.
You can follow us on Twitter at Bits for You Podcasts.
R.I.P. My wife says rest in peace.
To Vader.
As her last words. Oh yeah, to Vader. I wanted to talk to you about that. So I think you mentioned it on Twitter. I don't know, or somebody did. How did Vader pass away? Was it just old age, or did he have any health issues?
Had health issues, and I can't remember what it was right now. I think it was heart related.
But he was always a big guy almost all his life and his career.
Yeah, he's like 400 plus pound guy.
He was young. He was like 62, 63.
For a wrestler's age, that's kind of old.
I know they take a lot of heat, but a lot of body damage. But he's still young.
Yeah, I know. Bruno's like one of the oldest wrestlers I know that lived that long. He was like in his 80s when he died. Oh, and honestly, he probably could have lived longer if it wasn't for wrestling.
If it wasn't for his weight too, because he was still pretty heavy at that age.
Yeah, well, Bruno was a good shape already, but yeah, Vader.
Vader, I mean,
he just kept on having issues. So
yeah, it's sad.
His weight and then
did WWE mention anything about it on their website or their shows?
WWE posted like a video and stuff.
Oh, okay, like a tribute.
Yeah,
that's nice of them. Okay.
Yeah, R.I.P. He was actually one of those. When it comes to being a big man, he was really well known in that kind of category of a wrestler.
Yeah. What would you say was the era that he shined the most?
When he was in Japan, because he.
But what decade was that?
80s.
That's when he had the most star power. Okay.
Yeah, in Japan he was like a god there, and then he went to WCW, which later on he says he regretted. He should have just stayed in Japan.
Yeah.
But in WCW, he did well for a while, and then they didn't know what to do with him.
They let him go.
Yeah, and then he went to WWE, and they just kind of did nothing with him. They just had him lose all the time and do dumb crap. So his highlight was basically Japan and some of WCW.
Okay. So it was the 80s and 90s. That's his. That's when he shined.
Yeah, I mean, he had a match here a few years ago.
Really, in Texas?
In the Indies, but it was like a comic. It was like.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of like Disaster Artist. He took it serious, but it was. The whole thing stems from he critiqued this match that happened in New Japan.
Right.
It was between Will Ospreay and Ricochet. And they're both high flyers. They move fast. So he made kind of some comments. This is not wrestling. This is just gymnastics or something. And then he called out Will Ospreay, and he wanted a match with him.
Okay.
So they booked a match for the promotion that Will Ospreay was working for in Britain, and Vader showed up, and he's barely able to move, and Ospreay's going over the match with him and trying to figure out what this guy can even do.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ricochet comes into the room, and Vader's like, "Who's the brown kid?" And he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? That's the guy I had the match with that you critiqued. Did you not watch the match?" And he's like, no,
obviously
I only
he
saw
didn't.
he said, I only saw gifts.
Oh fucking shit, dude. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Anyways,
But anyways,
it
it
sucks.
was a shit match.
Yeah.
He was just trying to get his name out there.
Yeah, sad, but whatever. Yeah, R.I.P. I guess, Vader. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta go. I gotta go poopity poopity. So
All right.
follow us on Twitter. Email bitsforyou@gmail.com. Subscribe to podcast apps everywhere. Subscribe, that helps us, and also rate and review us. You could actually rate and review us on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. Those are the main, very popular reviews that helps us spread and get and recommends us to other people that might enjoy this. And then you could also you can be a negative review or positive. You can say you love Javier's sexy voice, and you can say that you hate my disgusting, manly, deep voice. Whatever the fuck you want to say, you can say it. Right, Javier?
Yeah, you can go on Twitter and be like, hey, I love gamers.
Exactly. Put that in the review. Anyways, I gotta go. Hasta luego.
Laters.
Besito.